Yeah, this is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
2023 marks the 14th annual White Shirt Campaign from Witchery, which raises money for the Ovarian Cancer Research Foundation. Amazing cause. And they have an amazing ambassador, the one Julie Bishop, who joins us now.
They went straight to the top. Straight to the top.
Didn't they just?
Hi, Julie.
Hi, guys. I'm so sorry that Nat's not in here with us, but just being
I'm sorry
careful.
too.
Yeah, you're just being very careful. But you know you don't have to do that anymore. Well, not New South Wales and Victoria. You don't have to stay home.
Yeah, but we're in
anymore.
Perth.
But we are in Perth, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay,
Won't be too far away.
Yeah.
Actually, you're sitting in Natalie's chair.
Oh, I'm getting quite comfortable here.
That's the powerful woman chair,
Yeah,
Julie.
Another gig for me. I'd like that.
Julie, you're wearing the shirt at the
I
moment,
am
which
wearing
is from
the
Witchery.
white shirt. That's right. This is a collaboration between Witchery and the Ovarian Cancer Foundation. And this year, the designer Michael Lasordo has done this shirt, which is terrific. I've got it French tucked.
Oh, so that means
today.
one side in
One
and the
side
other
in,
side
one
out, guys.
Now, the sale proceeds, 100% of the gross proceeds from the sale of these shirts at Witchery or Witchery online
Yep.
go to ovarian cancer research. And that's so important because it's the most lethal of female cancers.
Yeah.
And, for example, the 5-year survival rate for breast cancer is 92%. For ovarian cancer, it's 48%.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's terrifying,
that's
isn't it?
because the symptoms are not abnormal and women are not diagnosed generally until later in the stages of the disease. And so they are more likely to die from this disease because there's no early detection test,
Yeah.
like pap smear, mammogram. So that's why we're raising funds. And $14 million over the last 14 years, and we want to raise even more for this ovarian
I
cancer
have to say,
research.
it's really great, the Witchery White Shirt Campaign, because a lot of the times when a charity is selling something where proceeds are going to go to it, it's sort of really branded and people really can't wear it afterwards. But this is actually something that
There's
you can put
no
into your
branding.
everyday wardrobe that looks great.
Well, a white shirt is a staple.
Yeah.
Every girl has to have many white shirts in her wardrobe. And
It's
this
true.
is
A pair of culottes as well as a staple area.
culottes. Where did you get that
Natalie told me.
He's from the 1970s, Julie.
from? I was going to say that the 1980s are calling and want their culottes back.
Yeah, what do you
exactly.
mean? Put on your best culottes, go around your friend's house for some fondue. What are you talking about? This is current edge.
Hey, Julie, it is great you're involved in this. And the one thing with Witchery getting you on board clearly is because you've been a style icon for many years. In fact, I know you were in Melbourne recently,
Yes.
and one of the articles I was just seeing on you was that you were at the F1s, which would have been
Yes, I
amazing. And
was.
how amazing you looked in this one piece. And
It was a fantastic
so
event.
anything you wear is,
Well, it
under the
does. It
spotlight.
does cause a little bit of commentary, but I'm delighted to be an ambassador for Witchery. I've been involved in raising funds for ovarian cancer research for a number of years now, but this campaign where you have a female, high profile,
Yeah.
if I can say without blushing,
you
high
are.
profile.
Yeah, no, you
females, to draw attention to the White Shirt Campaign on social media through mainstream. You guys are mainstream media.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
My pleasure.
Thank you
and
so
so for doing this kind of awareness raising is so important because women will go out and buy a shirt. It's $129.95, sizes 4 to size 20. So the diverse array of
Yeah.
women's bodies can fit into this beautiful white shirt, and you are raising funds for this very vital disease
Yep.
that affects so many women. About 1,700 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer this year alone in Australia.
And my dad and I actually had a conversation about a white shirt. I went to the cinema on Sunday night and I was wearing a white shirt, and Dad said to me, how can anyone wear a white shirt these days? And I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, they get so filthy so quickly. I said, that's on you, you animal. What do you think's going to happen at the
He
Even
probably
food
cinema?
is
thought
hand.
you were going to drop your ice cream down the front.
Yes.
And you did.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
I
of course
did.
you did.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Hey, Julie, at the moment, I've spoken about you quite a lot because we're in a campaign,
Yes.
a political election campaign. And I swear, and I know you didn't want to, but if you ran for Prime Minister, everybody would have voted for you. You're exactly what this country needs.
But we don't vote for the Prime Minister as such, as you know.
I know.
When you get your voting paper, it's got the name of your local candidates.
Yep.
And that's democracy in Australia. You vote for your local candidates, and then the party that wins the most seats forms government.
Yep.
Well, it has to win 76 seats,
Yep.
forms government, and then they elect their leader. So indirectly, you're voting for the party and the leader, but in actual fact, you're voting for a local candidate.
But I don't think anyone's doing it that way. So
No.
mentally,
Yes.
so Mark McGowan, going back to the state,
Yep.
the state election, right? So everyone just went in, I'm going with Mark McGowan.
You're
That's what they were
absolutely right.
thinking.
It's-
And all these
Yeah.
people, remember that guy that got in he was in over in Canada.
yeah.
And so do we have to get back to thinking about what the person is supposed to be representing my area, which...
Well, it's become very presidential, without
Yeah.
doubt.
Is that-
It's
Yeah.
as if we are electing a president,
Yes.
direct elect, and we're not. We're electing a candidate that belongs to a party that then elects their leader. But we all
Yeah.
know that if you vote Liberal, you'll have Scott Morrison. If you vote Labor, you'll have Anthony Albanese, until such time as the parties decide you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we've seen
Yes.
a revolving door of leaders over time. But I think the campaign has been rather uninspiring to date. I mean, the first week was as everyone was settling in to get their lines straight, and not everybody did that.
Yes.
There were some embarrassing moments. This week, it started in a rather negative tone as well. And I think the Australian people will be waiting for some substantial policies. That probably won't happen until the leaders' debates and then the official campaign launches. And that's weeks away. So strap yourselves in, people. We've got a
Oh,
long
it
I think
feels
we're
like
bored
just
of it.
such
Are
a
we all-
long road, Julie. Do you miss it, Jules? When we're in the middle of this, we're in the throes of it. Do you get itchy feet, think, oh, I'd love to be out on the hustings again, or you're done? It's in the past.
It's very much in the past. I
Yeah.
certainly don't miss Canberra. I don't miss the small p politics, the backstabbing
Yes.
and undermining and white. Oh no, that was actually the best part of it.
Well, that was a bit of fun. When you're on the right side of it, it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
No. So I don't miss the political side of it. I'm still involved in foreign policy, and that was the great love of my involvement in politics, was being foreign minister and being involved in debates about Australia's place in the world and all of those challenging issues. But I'm still doing that through various roles that I have in the private sector.
I have
and
to say,
through ANU.
When you were representing Australia, I was really proud to have you be the face of us. I just thought that and that's where sort of I am at the moment. I want to be proud of the person that is representing us. And at the moment, I don't know where that pride is going to come from.
I hope that the debates become a little more inspiring than they have been. It's become quite personal, as we've said.
Yeah.
And there's such a focus on the individual foibles and characteristics of the candidates, whereas we should actually be looking at the vision that each party has, or the candidates have, how they want Australia to be, how they're going to deal with issues like the national debt, how they're going to ensure that there's job security, that we can survive with all these global challenges ahead of us, climate change. There are so many issues that we want to hear from the parties and the candidates, yet there's so much sort of sniping and so personalised.
Yeah.
Let's rise above that. We're better than that.
Julie, on the being foreign minister, you got to meet everyone around the world. Give us your take on Vladimir Putin.
Well, he is a very determined person. He's a risk taker. He's a gambler. He is very proud, and there is no way he will back out of this war in Ukraine. He can't be seen to lose. He's formidable, quite
When you look
menacing.
at him, when you meet him face
Yes.
to face, do you feel...
Yes.
Is there a power, or there's an anger in him? I'm not
And
sure.
is there
what
do you
word.
feel respect towards you?
Yes, he did. I
Yeah?
met him over MH17
Yep.
and had to take him to task over the fact that Russia was denying all responsibility for shooting down that Malaysian airline flight that had 38 Australians on board, of course. And this is where the whole Ukraine thing came to a head 14 years ago,
Okay.
when Russia had almost invaded Ukraine then. There were Russian soldiers in eastern Ukraine, and they were causing protests and dissent in eastern Ukraine. And Russia denied it. They said, no, they are Ukrainians. They're just rising up in protest against the Ukrainian government. But when MH17 was shot down, the cover was blown. only Russian soldiers could have shot that plane down, so Russian soldiers were in Ukraine. And Putin just denied it. He absolutely denied it. So when I met him and took him to task over this, there's a menacing air about him.
God.
But you keep remembering he's a fully trained member of the KGB. I mean, this guy's ex-KGB.
Yeah.
So he looks and acts in that way.
If he had asked you that after that meeting, Julie, I would like you to hop on the back of this horse with me and go for a ride. Is there someone you can say no to, or would you have been galloping into the hills?
I would have said, I think I'm busy. I think I am. There's not enough room on that little horse for both of us.
You didn't pack your
Julie,
emergency
shirt off,
breeches.
get on the horse. I can't do an accent.
They love that stuff.
The
They
one
love
thing that I'd be worried about-
strong man stuff.
Yeah. The one thing I'd be worried about is you read so much. If someone was to hand you a coffee or something when you're in those meetings,
I
or a
wouldn't
thing,
drink
you wouldn't-
anything because everyone gets poisoned. Everyone gets poisoned.
What is it with Russia and poison?
Poisoning!
It goes back generations. They just are into poison.
You wouldn't eat a thing.
I remember when there was that poisoning in the Novichok in Britain.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yes.
all the allies of the UK were asked to call in the Russian ambassador. Well, I did. I called in the Russian ambassador, and somehow the media found out that he was. Who knows? But anyway, the media found out that he was coming to see me. So he turns up at Parliament House. There's the press galleries all there, hanging off the rafters to get pictures of him. He loved it. He wasn't
really?
swanning.
So he probably tipped off the press. Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking, and gave a press conference, and it was all the propaganda. By the time he got in to see me, he'd done about 5 media interviews. Just unbelievable. And then we had to get to talk about, by the way, your government is poisoning your citizens.
And stop
he
it.
said, like whatever.
Hey, Julie, when you were over there and eating and stuff, did you take a food taster with you? Did you have a political
Many
aid?
food tasters.
Just have a nibble of that, thanks.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I've got a Cadbury Dairy Milk family block in my bag. I don't need this.
We could talk to you all day,
Oh,
Julie,
you're
but we
so
know
great.
that you're a very busy
Yes.
woman.
Gotta get
Everybody
moving.
should check out the Witchery White Shirt Campaign. You can go to witchery.com.au or pop into a store, pick up a shirt because it does raise amazing money for the Ovarian Cancer Research Foundation. You're a wonderful ambassador in every way. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
See you soon.
Bye.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.